Title 17 U.S. Code 512F provides penalties for the deliberate misrepresentation of copyright infringement. The owners and authors of this video, the common denominator, and the Paramystic Broadcast Channel are a nonprofit 501c3 exempt organization and believes in good faith that it constitutes educational fair use, as per Title 17 U.S.C. 107. Persons, agencies, attorneys, and or social media algorithms filing a false or frivolous Digital Millennium Copyright Act complaint may be subject to civil liability. Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Accordingly, advised.
Happy hump day, everyone. No, it's not happy hump day. This is something much different, better yet. Oh, the trials and tribulations. First, I'm going to do this as always. I pledge my allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America and to the republic for which the flag stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's Almighty God. Folks, I give you a quote. Got to do it. The best thing about the worst time of your life is that you get to see the true colors of everyone. Again, the best thing about the worst time of your life is that you get to see the true colors of everyone. Barack Harry. Anyway, I'm going to just say we are doing a fundraiser, and I want to introduce and bring back, and we're gonna be seeing each other quite a bit. But Tanawah, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful, sir. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You've been going on a mission. This is a fundraising that we are trying to do here, by the way. And you're on a mission right now to uh, go and see as many state capitals / attorney generals possible around the country. You've got quite a list, an impressive list. Can you tell us where you're at, why, and where you want to go? And this is just a very brief thing because tomorrow we're going to talk longer, I'm sure. I hope.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is we've got to join the rest of the states into the federal case that I have. So, we're preparing to argue a case at the Supreme Court, and we're going to win. It's going to be easy. It's very, very simple. It's a matter of preemption, which is when you have a conflict of laws. It's supreme. Obviously, we know the Supreme Court or the Constitution of the United States is going to be supreme over state constitution, and so as a result, we already know the outcome. Right? It's getting there. It's getting heard. It's been the challenge 9 years to do this, but we're going to win against Washington. But we don't want to just win against Washington. We want to win against all the states, including the 23 that don't conduct a grand jury, just like Washington. But I can't enjoin those states. I can't bring them in as part of the class of states that's going to be impacted as a result of the decision that the Supreme Court's ultimately going to make. But you guys can. So, when a state chooses to deprive a person of the right to a grand jury, which is protected by Clause 1 Amendment 5, then this isn't about me. This is about the country, and it's about getting us back to what's our foundation and what we can all believe in and have faith in, so that we can know what and predict our future, because we can depend upon it to for the systems to adhere to it. That's the only thing that binds America together. The only thing that makes America America is American laws. So absent faith in those American laws, absent these states adhering to those laws, we don't have an America. And right now we don't. And so, I'm on a mission to help save this country. And I know that a lot of people are confused about what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to destroy anything. I'm trying to help us have a future that's sustainable and predictable, because we can rely on something and know that it's real. And when it says something, then we can know that we're going to get what it says. Because a guarantee that's not guaranteed all the time is not a guarantee, but rather a lie. So you either guarantee it all the time, you cannot guarantee it only partial time. It must be guaranteed all the time, because that's what a guarantee is. Guarantee is not only partial or only until you need it, because that's a lie. So we don't want to believe in a lie. I don't think that any American wants to do that. So I'm going around the country. I'm sure 32 states. We've already done 14 of them. We need to make it through the rest of them now. And there's a specific reason why I chose that number, and that's because 33 is 2/3 of 50. And 2/3 brings in a whole new set of options that we have to address these issues, because we can have a constitutional convention at that point in time with 2/3 states and so on. So I'm trying to reach that specific number so that we can have the options that we need to be able to address this, should our leadership not make the right decision and refuse to recognize and enforce the body of laws of this nation.
Obviously, you have quite a bit of an expenditure, no doubt. And so right now, you've been really trying to work with what you've got remaining, and you're taking these donations, and it's not for gainful wishes, by the way. It's not to make money. It's to get you around from state to state in a reasonable amount of time safely, and with lodging as well. Is there any fear that you have right now of resistance to your efforts? Do you think perhaps there may be some interference from the deep state, the dark side, maybe perhaps agencies out there that do that kind of stuff to people like yourself?
Having come from the government, certainly having worked within intelligence specifically, I know their tactics. I know what they do. I'm not going to put it past them, but they can't stop this. They can't stop it. The only options they got is to retreat or let God call me home, because there's no other options. And the reality is that I'm not even against them. I'm trying to get them to understand what they're doing is wrong, so that they can come to terms with the fact that you're destroying our country and you're hurting our people. And that's not indicative of a leader. A leader doesn't destroy the country that he leads. A leader doesn't lead the people toward criminality because he's a criminal. Honorable men honor the law. And I want our leaders to know that it's an honor to serve the people. It's certainly not right. And so I want them to restore this knowledge and help our people be successful. Because right now they're taking us in the wrong direction, because they themselves are criminals. And as long as they choose to break the law, and I don't care what law it is, whether it's the Constitution or whether it's a state statute, if you transgress the law, you're criminal. And so I'm going to call them out for what they are, and I'm going to call them exactly as they are, so that they can understand that as of today, you're breaking the law. That makes you a criminal, but you can mitigate that. You can choose to do better, because we can all choose that. We can all make that. I made that choice as well. When I found out that I was undermining the Constitution, doing things wrong, I had a choice, and I made the choice that I was going to do the right thing, and now here I am. So for the last 9 years, when I shut down my engineering firm that dealt with national security implementation work, when I shut it down, I've received a paycheck since then, because that's not what I want to focus on. I want to focus on what's right. So just like I said the other night on Rescue the Fosters, a lot of people ask me, why do I do this? Why am I doing this? And my answer to them is I don't really have a choice. If you want to sit back and talk about what you have to lose by getting involved in this, by doing something, because everybody sees that there's problems. Everybody, nobody can say there's not problems with their country right now, but yet they're too scared to do it because of jobs and bank accounts and cars. But I'm going to ask you, what good is that money going to be when there's no longer a nation? What good is that property going to be when you no longer have the right to own it? So I would ask you to ask yourself, what is it costing you by not getting involved? Because I think you're going to find that you're a much greater risk by not doing something about this.
Well, I know personally myself, it's about what's called vindication. You're only given two things in life. You're given a name at birth, and you're given a choice of doing good or being good and making that name good, or to be good or bad.
Yeah.
And so, what we've got going on right now is absolutely an abuse of power on many multiple levels, from judges to all the way up to judges to prosecuting attorneys to even the law enforcement agents, which are really in some cases the root of some of this. I just recently heard that a prosecuting attorney decided to bring charges on someone, and a prosecuting attorney technically can't do that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, the prosecutor does typically bring charges, but the problem is that we have forgotten the purpose of our system, right? The judges were called guardians of liberty. That's what they're called, because their purpose and their role was to protect the minority from the majority, right? So when the majority creates a law, right, and then the minority breaks that law, then the judge's purpose was to protect the defendant, the accused, not to be against him, right? The purpose of the prosecutor, the purpose of the prosecutor was to act in the best interest of the accused, to negotiate the best contract for the breach of law. So, both of those people were supposed to fill a role that's the exact opposite of what they're filling today. And so when you think about our entire system, I know a lot of people says that it's upside down, it's backwards, and you're right, it is. Everything is upside down, because you're not innocent until proven guilty. you're guilty until proven innocent. You know, you don't argue Constitution, you argue case law. You know, I mean, every single thing about this is upside down, including the fact that you are not presumed innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent, and the reason why is because these prosecutors have forgotten their role. You know, they've forgotten it, and even Blackstone says himself. He says that this type of situation occurs when there's a breakdown of due process and the system focuses on speed and efficiency instead of established procedures and processes. The Constitution established procedures and processes. That's what we can rely upon. That's what we can have faith in, because we know what the process is going to be like. And we know that everyone is going to go through the same process. Everyone's going to be afforded the same immunities, privileges, rights. And we know that. So we can predict the outcome. But when you have tyranny, which is when a government official or person in a position of power abuses that power and applies it to one person and not another. You know, when you have tyranny, then what happens is that they then decide who gets protected by a law and who doesn't.
Well,
You know,
I'll tell you what, it seems like they're doing well with Hunter Biden, for instance. You know, they're doing this. I mean, you know, have to throw a little humor in there. Well, we're going to be making these updates, and I didn't mean to cut you short, by the way. In closing, because we just want to get a reel out of this more and get this pushed out and let people know next week, by the way, Monday. Tomorrow, you and I are going to talk longer. We can continue this naturally. But on Monday, we've got Tom Martz of Springfield, of WSGF 104. What do you call it? 104.1 FM. And he's going to be coming on with you next week. And I think you're going to really like him. He's with Nick Reed. Folks, I'm giving some plugs to really, these are people you need to pay attention to. Tom Martz is one of many. And Tanawah, I did not mean to throw that as a curveball, but I think you know when I say he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Anything you want to say while
we could really use your help. I'm about to be without transportation. We're trying to figure that out. So, you know, please, you guys, I'm doing this for you. I'm trying to serve our country by serving our attorney generals, by serving our leadership to get them to do the right thing. So one of my favorite quotes that I've ever had is that our country has made many mistakes, but I'm proud to know that we have resolved to learn from each of them in order to be better and stronger as a result of them. We will overcome all these issues, but the way we're going to overcome them is by reflecting on the things that we've done and making the right decision. Because I have faith in the people of the United States. We have always and will always choose to do the right thing when shown that what we're doing is wrong. And, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make us reflect and understand that there's a better way to do things than the way we're doing it today. Thank you, guys.
And I want to say it's been a divine, and I personally, to me, Tanawah way, it's been a divine intervention, and I mean that. And God is going and doing his work through you. I know it. I've seen it. I've seen you. I felt that with you. And I'm not just saying that. Des Moines was quite a moment for me. And I want to thank you for that.
Absolutely.
So,
but I would like to let you know that the vehicle did not pan out. So I do not have a route. So where I'm going, you know where I'm going. We can't say that. We're not going to disclose my location, but where I'm going, I do not have a path out of there as of this moment. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
If you want to donate a car, it's possible. Please consider this. And I'll make some phone calls. Motorcycle. Yeah. Tanawah, God bless you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, guys. God bless. We'll see you out on the road.
Yes, sir. Folks, we're going to make a very hard plea here. I've never done this before. So it's very humbling to say that without your help, we're not going to be able to accomplish what I believe in my heart of hearts, that I'm spiritually moved on this and physically embodied into this movement. It needs to happen. We need to get some help to this man, and he needs to make it to Washington, D.C., the first week of June. Thank you very much. We're going to see him tomorrow. Like I said earlier, you're going to have Tom Martz coming in next week. We're going to talk more about him tomorrow. Take care. God bless. And as always, know that love comes from your heart, and it starts with you.
Don't come round and waste my time.